Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, all. As the first class of GPAT, now let's see about overview of GPAT syllabus on pharmaceutical analysis and biochemistry. I'm going to clarify whatever doubts you have behind these two subjects for your GPAT exam. Hmm? So, according to GPAT 2022 syllabus, now let's see what are the topics we are going to learn and so from that, what type of questions you will be getting, everything you are going to learn, okay? And you will be getting trained on each topic through a class test, mock test. Every class you'll be having for few minutes, like 15 to 30 minutes, you will be writing test, and then we'll be discussing the next topic likewise in online, okay? And the questions will be posted as assignment in the classroom itself, and before coming to every class, from next class you will be getting set of questions on the discussed topics, okay, general questions, and so that you will be getting trained on what pattern of questions you will be getting, okay. So now let's see the overview of syllabus today, and very all the best. Give your maximum effort from now, so you'll be having enough time. You can go through all the points, but you don't directly. My suggestions are don't directly depend on the questions what already asked, because every year it will not be repeated. So you will be getting any type of question. So before that, you are given with syllabus, right? GPAT syllabus. So in the syllabus, whatever the topic they have prescribed, under each topic, whatever concept is required, you have to learn that and keep it in your mind clearly, so that whichever type of question you get in the exam, you may means pick the correct answer among all multiple choice questions, multiple choice answers. Okay, so that first you have to understand the concept according to your syllabus. So if you learn thoroughly as per syllabus only, if you get any question out of syllabus also, you can ask for marks also for that question. Okay. So now what basis you want to learn? You have to learn based on the syllabus content, what is prescribed for GPAT. Hmm? Not your MGR University syllabus. You are not depending on MGR University syllabus for appearing this. You have to depend on GPAT syllabus only. It covers all the subjects that you are learning under BPharm course. Okay. So mostly you should have learned all the concepts up to fifth sem, right? Now you are learning in fifth sem, and I'm going to cover the subject which you have not learned up to fifth sem. That is, you are going to learn in the sixth and seventh sem. Topics will be also covered in the beginning. After then, in pharmaceutical analysis, mostly you should not have learned instrumental methods in pharmaceutical analysis. That I'm going to cover in the beginning, whichever topic you have not studied till now. After then, we'll be discussing regarding biochemistry and titration methods. Biochemistry already you have studied in first year, that is second sem, and pharmaceutical analysis, volumetric titrations and all you have learned in first semester. In the first year itself, both the same you have learned biochemistry and pharmaceutical analysis part 1. As the part 2 analysis you will be learning in 7th sem only, 7th and 6th sem, quality assurance, pharmaceutical analysis, these topics that we will be discussing in the beginning. Okay, so you'll be learning the topics whichever you have not learned till now in the coming classes. Once you learn all the topics according to syllabus given for pharmaceutical analysis, then we'll be moving on to the learned topics, already learned topics. Okay, clear, no? So now let's see about your pharmaceutical analysis syllabus now. Hope you can see the sharing slide and syllabus PDF. Can you observe the PDF? And here it has nearly 22 topics. Okay, 22 topics you are going to study under um, what about pharmaceutical analysis. Now let's see the syllabus behind pharmaceutical analysis. So what 22 topics are containing means we can divide this all 22 topics into three categories. Okay, as per the GPAT syllabus given under pharmaceutical analysis, it can be divided into three categories. So if we categorize first, it will be easy to learn under each category. Okay, three categories. How many categories we can split this 22 topics in three categories? The first one, it is of first one. It says about quality control. It says about quality control in pharmacy. Importance of quality control, that is QC and QA you will be learning. Okay. Pharmaceutical analysis is nothing but quality control methods. Here it will be discussed with QC and QA concept. Quality assurance and quality control concepts. So the first category of analysis will be quality control and quality assurance. And the second part will be volumetric methods. Hmm? Volumetric methods are part 1 analysis, where you will be learning this titration processes: acid base titration, non-aqueous titration, oxidation reduction, precipitation, complexometry, gravimetry, extraction, potentiometry, and up to miscellaneous methods. You will be learning about volumetric methods, miscellaneous volumetric analysis, methods of analysis. These are all titration methods. So up to 10th chapter, it will cover in the second category. That is pharmaceutical analysis, one part, or volumetric analysis. You will be learning volumetric or titrimetric analysis as the second part. And this part already you have studied the concept behind each titration analysis or volumetric analysis. You have been studied in the PA1 itself in first sem. So it will be easy to cover all the topics. And once you need to revise only. So second portion is what? Volumetric analysis. The first will be quality control and quality assurance. Here the first unit also covers QC, quality control, and the 11th unit, calibration, it also will come under quality assurance and quality control procedures. Okay, calibration of instruments. This will also come under the first part, QCQA. So 11th chapter and first chapter, importance of quality control in pharmacy. These two topics will be coming under QC and QA methods under quality means what pharmaceutical analysis. And quality control methods only are volumetric methods and instrumental methods, where volumetric methods will be coming under pharmaceutical analysis 1. So what are the volumetric methods? The set titrations, all titrimetric methods up to 10th chapter. So 11th chapter also come under QA, calibration will come under quality assurance part. Then from 12th chapter, it comes under spectroscopic methods. Okay, so instrumental analysis you are going to learn from 12th chapter. Okay, 12th topic. Instrumental methods that will be you'll be learning in IMA, that is in 7th sem, instrumental methods of analysis. That is your part 2 analysis that you have not learned it. So in this part 2 analysis, what you will learn means spectroscopic techniques and chromatographic techniques. These are all spectroscopic techniques, and from 21st chapter it will be chromatography and up to miscellaneous techniques. It's all chromatographic techniques. 21 and 22 will be chromatography. From 12 to there's 8 chapters. From 12, 13, 14 spectrophlorimetry, flame photometry, IR, infrared, NMR, mass spectrometry, polarography, so nephelometry, turbidimetry. Up to 20th chapter, it will cover spectroscopic methods. Under part 2 analysis, that is instrumental methods of analysis. It is advanced technique of analysis. Okay, so instrumental methods or modern methods, whatever we can call. So modern methods, these are all basic methods, where volumetric methods are basic methods, where instrumental methods are sophisticated or modern methods for analyzing the samples, okay, drug molecules. So that spectroscopy and chromatography will come under modern methods of analysis or instrumental methods of analysis. So up to 22 chapter, 10 chapters, next 10 chapters from 12 to 22 will be covering instrumental methods of analysis. So these are the three categories of topics you can find in pharmaceutical analysis. Okay. So how many chapters you are going to learn? Three categories. Totally 22 chapters. This 22 are divided into three categories. Just a second, I am getting a call.
Ma'am, மியூட்ல இருக்கும்.
Muteல இருக்கேன். Sorry. So what are the three chapters we have seen? Three categories of 22 chapters under pharmaceutical analysis. Anyone can give answer? What are the three categories you are going to learn under pharmaceutical analysis? How many parts it has? One of you can give answer. Mohan Raj, Prema, Jnana Prakash.
Morning, ma'am.
Morning. Say the categories of pharmaceutical analysis chapters.
Ma'am,
The category you are going to learn all the topics.
quality control and assurance.
Okay. Quality control and quality assurance is the
Yes,
first
ma'am.
part. Then
And
next,
and the titration methods.
titration methods. That is part one analysis. What you have learned under first semester in first semester.
Yes.
Volumetric methods. And third
And
one,
spectroscopy and chromatography methods.
chromatographic techniques that will cover under part 2 analysis, that will be of instrumental methods. So you are going to learn now the third part. Since you have already learned, thank you Jnana Prakash. Since you have already learned volumetric methods, we'll be revising at last after discussing all the topics under instrumental methods of analysis and QCQA concepts. Then we'll move on to the volumetric methods and biochemistry. Biochemistry also you have learned all metabolic processes in the second sem. You'd have learned, right? So this topics we will learn later, revised later. Only this third part, instrumental methods of analysis, from next class you will be learning. Okay, according to the topics given. So as per the syllabus, what all instrumental methods comes in the third part, third category? General principles of spectroscopy, where you will be learning wave particle duality, wave properties. Spectroscopy represents electromagnetic radiation. Now we'll see what are spectroscopic methods, so that in brief we'll discuss each concept in the next class. Okay, wave particle duality, wave properties, particulate properties, line and band spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum, absorption and emission spectroscopy, the concepts behind that, then understanding of terms such as absorbance, transmittance, absorptivities, molar absorptivity, E1% 1 centimeter, lambda max, the effect of solvent and pH on lambda max. So these are all the concept under general principles of spectroscopy you are going to learn. So in the third part, first we will discuss completely regarding all the spectroscopic methods, okay, up to turbidimetric method. Then the second part, in this third category, second part, chromatography, 21 and 22 chapters we'll be discussing after this, okay. The most tough chapters you will feel in pharmaceutical analysis is spectroscopic techniques, okay. Spectroscopy means will be, you can see the terms like wave like that, right? Wave represents radiation. What type of radiation? Here you can observe electromagnetic spectrum. So electromagnetic spectrum represents what? Electromagnetic radiation. So the spectrum obtained by using electromagnetic radiation for analysis of samples, and this study is called as a spectroscopic technique. Okay, where it involves the term we are using wave. Wave represents radiation of electromagnetic radiation. When this radiation is used for analyzing your sample molecules, then the technique is called as spectroscopic analysis. Got it? And then absorption and emission spectroscopy, these are based on the principle. These are common principle you can find during spectroscopic analysis. Either absorption occurs or emission occurs. What is absorption? This electromagnetic radiation will be absorbed by the sample or emitted by the sample. So how much amount of radiation is absorbed or emitted will be analyzed by spectroscopic techniques. Okay, where if we use electromagnetic radiation as UV visible, then it is called ultraviolet visible spectrometry. Spectrophotometry, or we will call it as not only spectrometry, spectrophotometry. Okay, photometry. Photo represents photons. Radiations will exist as photons, so it is called photometry, spectrophotometry. Okay. So if we use electromagnetic radiation as UV or visible radiation, then the spectroscopy is called as UV visible spectroscopy, where principle followed is absorption. Okay. Then spectrofluorimetry. Here the principle is emission. Fluorimetry means fluorescence. It will be emitting radiation. Fluorescence is emission of radiation. It is called as fluorescence. Where spectrofluorimetry represents if the radiation is emitted, that is recorded as spectrum by the instrument. So it is called spectrofluorimetry. And what are the different types of luminescence? Luminescence represents fluorescence. Different types of luminescence, then mechanism behind fluorescence, phosphorescence, and all the systems, basic concept behind spectrofluorimetry you will be learning. Then flame photometry and atomic absorption spectrometry. These two techniques are molecular level analysis. This technique is applicable for atomic level analysis, flame photometry and atomic absorption spectrometry. Then IR spectrometry, infrared. If we use infrared radiation, IR radiation, hope you would have heard IR radiation, infrared radiation. So for analysis of sample, then the technique is called infrared spectrometry. Okay. And these three techniques will be using UV visible radiation. Either UV visible radiation is absorbed or it will be emitted either by the molecule or by the atom. So these three techniques will represent about analyzing the sample through absorption of UV visible radiation or through emission of UV visible radiation by whole molecule or by atom, atomic level or molecular level, it will occur. These three techniques. Where infrared will be using infrared radiation. This is different type of technique where we'll be using different electromagnetic radiation called IR radiation. And the technique and the instrument used will be FTIR technique, and FTIR instrument will be used. So we'll be discussing the concept behind IR. Then NMR, next type of technique is proton magnetic resonance spectroscopy. Proton NMR spectrometry it is. Proton means we'll be analyzing protons present in the organic molecules by using NMR spectroscopy. Here also different radiation like radio waves are used. You should have heard radio frequency where you can listen at that particular frequency. We can listen to the FM, right? FM radiation, FM, we can listen to it through radio waves, radio frequency. waves, and that waves are used in NMR analysis. You should have seen MRI scan and all, right? So where we'll be using radio waves, and that follows NMR principle. MRI follows NMR principle only. So that all you are going to discuss under proton nuclear magnetic resonance spectrometry. And one more spectrometry also commonly used, C13 NMR. What is the importance and difference between proton NMR and C13 NMR? What are the concept behind each we'll be discussing. Okay, what are the different factors, the terms behind NMR, this all you are going to learn. Then in mass spectrometry, this is another category of spectroscopy, mass spectrometry. Mass represents weight. So weight of the molecule is analyzed by mass spectrometry. And what are the different peaks based on molecular weight? Here you can find, and the concepts behind mass spectrometry you are going to learn. Then next is polarography. It is also an electrometric method like pH analysis, potentiometry, conductometry you should have done, right? Similar type of technique is polarography. It is electroanalytical method where we will be using electrode called a dropping mercury electrode and saturated calomel electrode as standard electrode. Okay, so this is electroanalytical technique or electrochemical method. This is under polarography that we are going to discuss. And another form of polarography is amperometric titrations. As per polarographic principle, we'll be carrying out amperometric titrations and its principal instrumentation application we'll be discussing. This will not come under actually spectrometry. It will be covered under titration analysis itself, where you are going to learn about potentiometry. So, okay, during the discussion of this topic, potentiometry, conductometry, polarography, we'll be discussing this polarography also. Then this nephelometry and turbidimetry also another type of spectrophotometric analysis where biphasic solutions can be analyzed. Nephelometry and turbidimetry, by using this techniques, biphasic solutions can be analyzed, where in other spectrometric methods, monophasic solutions, very diluted monophasic solutions are analyzed. Monophase means single phase. Biphase means like colloid suspensions. This all can be analyzed by nephelometry and turbidimetry. Where scattering of light will be Tyndall effect. While seeing itself, you will be understanding Tyndall effect represents some scattering of radiation. So electromagnetic radiation will be scattered by the suspended particles or colloidal particles that can be analyzed by nephelometry and turbidimetry. So what are the principles behind spectrometry we have discussed till now? Absorption occurs, emission occurs, then scattering. These three principles are common in spectrometric method, where other principles also available like reflectometry, refractometry, these all will be there, but common spectrometric principles are absorption, emission, and scattering. The next type of technique is chromatography. So in spectrometry, what are the techniques you are going to learn? General principles, UV, spectrofluorimetry, flame photometry, and atomic absorption spectrometry. So in these techniques, used radiation as UV visible radiation, where IR radiation is used in IR spectrometry. Then radio waves are used in nuclear magnetic resonance spectrometry. And here we'll be discussing H1 NMR and C13 NMR, proton NMR and carbon 13 NMR you are going to see. And mass spectrometry, different mass peaks and concepts behind mass spectrometry instrumentation you are going to learn. Polarography will be coming under potentiometric titration. So it will also come under volumetric method in the part 1 analysis. Then nephelometry and turbidimetry also will come under spectrometric methods. Then next you will move on to chromatography. What you are going to learn under chromatography is principle, red theory, plate theory. Chromatography is nothing but a separation process. You should have done some paper chromatography or TLC in Cognosy, right? If you have not, then also we'll be discussing the concept behind chromatography. Separation technique, separation and identification of sample from mixture will be done with chromatographic techniques. There are different techniques like TLC, preparative TLC, paper chromatography, column, gas chromatography, then HPTLC, HPLC. These are all different techniques. Their concepts behind each will be discussing. What are the theories, parameters, is all you will be learning. Then miscellaneous chromatographic techniques are electrophoresis, where RT-PCR you should have heard now. This is all based on electrophoresis technique only, testing based on electrophoresis method, gel electrophoresis. And then so introduction to lasers, masers, statistical treatments on experimental data, how you will be applying statistical analysis for taking your, after taking the any experimental data. You should have seen this is statistically studied by ANOVA test. There are different statistical methods are there to finalize the results which you are obtaining through chromatography or spectroscopic technique. So that is statistical treatment. Then sampling techniques and applications in pharmaceutical industry. When there are different sampling techniques. Sampling represents what type of samples you are using and how you are preparing the samples before analyzing it. Okay, we will not always directly analyze the sample. When you receive the sample, it will be properly diluted with the soluble solvents. There are many procedures to prepare the sample, so that all will come under sampling techniques. So these are all the different topics you are going to learn under pharmaceutical analysis. In the part 3 will be from next class we will be discussing spectroscopy. Okay. Okay, thank you all. With this today I am stopping the class. You just observe in the classroom. I have posted 2 links of recently covered GPAT exam, completed GPAT exam with answer keys. You just observe under pharmaceutical analysis how many questions have been asked and what is the answer for each question. Just observe from the video. It is an explanatory video already uploaded by somebody from some other institution that I have uploaded in the classroom. All of you kindly download it and see through it. Okay. You can utilize another 20 minutes for that. So in the next class, based on that, you will be getting MCQ questions before starting the next class. Okay. Last year completed GPAT questions. From analysis, you just learn with concepts why the answer is picked by for that question. That with explanation they have given the answers, key answers. So just observe the 2 videos, and memory based questions also have been posted in another YouTube link. Observe these 2 for 20 minutes. Then in the next week, come with the questions what you have learned. Okay, I'll be putting general questions as mock test 1 for next class. Minimum 5 questions will be there for each class. Okay, and maximum of 20 questions will be asked according to the content covered in the previous class. Okay, thank you all for patient listening. If anything you want to clarify, you can ask now. Is there any doubt? Whether you have understood what I have discussed now? Okay, thank you. Thank you then. I'm stopping. I'm leaving the meeting. Thank you all. If any doubt, you can post in the classroom or in the WhatsApp group. So we'll be clarifying it. Okay. From next class, we'll get into the topics. Okay. Thank you all. Be safe. Okay. Be safe. Take all precautionary measures for COVID-19. Thank you all. drink more fluids like juices or whatever is possible, fresh juices, and take a Kabasura Kudineer, and do exercises. So be healthy. Thank you all. Take care.